Would you buy a Merc or a Beamer if everyone had one? If everyone uses a premium product, suddenly it becomes less appealing. Take the case of iPhone for example. Yet Triumph is giving a low cost, value for money product. Does this bike really offer Triumph levels of premiumness and character? Or is it just another Bajaj? The bike can do 100 kph, faster than you can think of instant noodles. Compared to other bikes, this is how fast it is. The Triumph Speed 400 makes power that is equivalent of 4 Hero Splendor. Yeah, the engine is like the movie KGA. Has a good hook in the first half, but will throw you off your seat in the second half. It has very good torque in the first half of the RPM range. And in the second, it will pull like crazy. It gives a glimpse of the Duke 390 when it does that. The bore and the stroke of this engine is exactly the same as the new Duke 390 that has come out. Not everything is rosy though. The clutch has a very specific bite point and it is very snappy. And it is a proper forearm workout in the traffic. But like Cheddi Buddy, the engine and the gearbox come to the rescue. You can take most speed breakers in Bangalore in third gear. And you can also do 30 kph in fifth gear on this bike. And I'm not even kidding. Fifth gear and 30 kph. Components inside the engine and the exhaust are working together to create a symphony. And what a beauty. The bike offers a 300 front disc with a radially mounted caliper. When you go on the brakes, when you pull the lever, the bike dives forward initially. But after that, it goes into a smooth transition where it offers gradual braking. Generally, I would go to the other side to look at the rear brakes. I initially got confused as well. But here it goes. The rear brake offers a 230 disc which has a floating caliper, which means the caliper can move about as your pad wears out. The rear brakes, in combination with the engine braking, offers a predictable feel in braking. An engine that is derived from KTM, and that too the Duke 390, cannot not have heating issues. When you are in traffic, you actually feel the hot air being blown onto your shin. And as you pick up speed, you will see that the hot air is now directed towards your thighs. For a person who's 5'5", the bike offers decent reach. The handlebars are wide. They're slightly raised also. The tank is more of a design element and does not offer enough support to grip it. Overall, the bike feels slightly committed and it feels really good to ride in the city. The bike rides really well in straight lines. But when it comes to handling cars, it feels like your drunk friend who cannot handle his alcohol. You take a stick, you tie a stone to the end of it, and you lean the stick towards one side. Imagine how it wants to fall to one side all the time. This bike is that. On one side, you're stuck with your friend who cannot handle his alcohol. On the other side, you're stuck with this bike, which does not work well with the tires. The steep profile of the tires is not really helping its cause. Does that mean it cannot do a lot of things well? Not really. It can do most of the things that is expected of this bike. And to clear off whatever problem it has, all you have to do is change the tires and it should be good. The seat becomes slightly irritating if you're stuck in traffic and you're moving constantly. On highway rides, it seems alright. Both the rider and the pillion seat are slightly stiff, and it does not seem like it has enough cushioning. At slightly higher RPMs, you feel a constant buzz on the rider seat and the footpegs. The handlebars get excited at mid range of the RPM, and then the vibration goes away as you get to higher RPMs. Both the front and the rear suspensions are tuned well. They offer good isolation over rough roads, and they are softly sprung. They say you can fall in love only once, but this is a love story that keeps getting better and better. Every time I look at this vehicle, I fall in love again and again. The design of the vehicle is minimalistic. The headlights, the tail lights, the tank, and the seat design looks amazing. The grab rail looks slightly weird, but it fits well with the design. The display, for some reason, shows liters per 100 kilometers instead of a simple kilometers per liter. I think Triumph has forgotten that we Indians are good with math. Hey macha, give me that calculator. The mirrors are like last benchers who score well in exams. I wasn't expecting it to be great or anything, but they do their job really well. And just like the last benchers, they get ignored and we move on. Accessorizing this vehicle will be like mounting an electric motor on a vintage car. Except for a few places, the quality of components on this bike is amazing. Look at how clean the engine area is. They've managed to take a functional part like an engine and made it aesthetically pleasing. And look at the harness routing. There is one cable that you can find over here. That's how clean they've maintained this. And this is one of the aspects that gives the Triumph a premium feel. Let's say you have friends who own a KTM or a Bajaj. They'll rag you to death. For example, the front rims have been inspired from KTM. The levers over here are directly borrowed from the Duke 2. The lever mounts are a direct rip-off from the Duke 39. That's why you see a small cap here, which is actually meant to be the mirror mount. The bike costs around 2.33 lakhs ex-showroom in Bengaluru. It offers a mileage of 21 to 22 kmpl in the city and about 26 to 27 kmpl on the highways. The first service costs us about 2,300 rupees with things like oil change, fuel filter, O-rings, and a couple of consumables. If you enjoyed this video so far, please do not forget to put a comment down below. And while you're at it, please subscribe to our channel. It will cost you nothing, but it will keep us motivated to bring good content in front of you. We also help our viewers with their buying decisions. And hundreds of viewers have reached out to us asking us which bike to pick. Check out the link in the description if you need any help on this. Here are 5 things we hate about the Triumph Speed 400. The handling of this bike is not great. I think you should definitely go for better tires. The wind blast is quite high if you want to do highway rides. The clutch is very hard, and after a long city ride, you will see fatigue kicking in. For people who are not used to bigger bikes, the heating on this bike might seem like a problem. Because the bike is so good looking, it becomes really hard to maintain it. You cannot even leave your keys on the fuel tank while refueling. I initially thought this bike was just bells and whistles, but I stand corrected. I really had to nitpick to come up with this list. Here are 5 things we love about the Triumph Speed 400. I would buy this bike just for its design and looks. The low end torque, the high RPM pull, and the exhaust note are amazing. The bike feels premium. If you were to write about the attention to detail on this bike, you would definitely need a few additional sheets. The ergonomics on this bike is very good. It's easy to go around in the city and is not very difficult to move the bike around. The bike offers exceptional value for money. For the quality and premiumness on offer, I don't think there is any bike out there that can match this. Who should buy the Triumph Speed 400? This bike is for people who prefer something that looks premium. People who prefer a very good commuter and only do occasional long rides. This bike is for people who do not want to rev the bike hard but want the high revs available on standby. People who want something premium at a very affordable price point. This bike leaves me with a question. A question more towards Bajaj as to why they pitched the Speed 400 against their own Dominar 400. Stay tuned to find out. I'll see you in my next video. Until then, ride safe and Godspeed. Engine and the exhaust are working.
ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡು
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕು ನಾನು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ಕೊ ಒಂದ್ ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾ ನೋಡು ಅಂದಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದೆ ನಾನು.
ನಾನು ಅಡ್ಡ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೌ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯು ಲುಕ್?
ಓಕೆ ಐ ಥಾಟ್ ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಏ ಗುಬಾಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡು.